What's happening, people? It's Kanza here. I want to say a big thank you to you guys for all the support in the video I made 2 weeks ago, which was the beginner guide part 1. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Lars' throws. What I did talk about previously was what buttons to use here and there, what kind of OK situations you can create with Lars' buttons, and kind of like frame traps that the character has. Now, I'm going to be breaking these videos up, as I said before, for anyone new that might have just stumbled on this video first, into different segments, because I think it's easier for not just me to make it, because I have to kind of like balance my actual time in terms of just like what I do as a career, as well as what I do in the like gaming wise, right? And it's easier that way, to just break it up into small segments that I can upload here and there. I'm trying my best not to long it out too long. But yeah, so I feel like that's easy to do, and it's also easier for some people to learn, because I know if you just, well, me personally, I know if someone just chucks information at me, and it's just like, hey, your character can backflip off this wall, and if you press this button, this button, this button here and there, you get an unblockable setup, and you can, that is gonna go through this ear and come out the other one, and I'm not gonna process that, right? So I know me personally, if I'm learning something, I need to sit down by myself, and just like hone in and focus on it. So I feel like doing these individual videos will help people kind of get like a routine going of like, today I want to practice learning how to use his frame traps. Today I want to learn how, oh, he does this, he can do this with throws, etc. And I want to build up from that. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for all the support in that. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Lars' throws, and what you can get from them in neutral in general, right? So first one I'm going to talk about is Lars has his regular throws, which I think every character has. So if I go to the bottom, he's got his 1+3, which is hostile takedown, and he's also got Raging Thunder, which is the other grab, and then he's also got his up forward 1+2, and then he's got SHB, which is the grab that you usually see him like, he runs up to you and he'll headbutt you and knocks you down, or if you're in the air, he'll grab your foot, which you see people using combos, and he punches you. Sometimes they use it in wall combos, punches you against the wall, and then he gets the shoulder barge afterwards. So those are the 3 grabs that he has. He also has an air grab from this attack here, but I'll get into that later on. So yeah, first of all, talk about his 1+3 throw. So on walled stages, on floor break stages, this breaks the floor like that. Oops, drop frame, sorry. But yeah, that breaks the floor. This grab breaks the floor, and then you get a combo from it, and you can do whatever you want from that, right? So if you want to like optimize your gameplay of Lars, especially on stages like this, where, because I know a lot of people, when they're just in like the heat of the moment and they're fighting, they're not necessarily thinking of how can I, you know, get around my opponent. They just want to rush them down and be like, oh, I need to get a combo, I need to get a combo. You don't have to have that type of mentality. Nothing's wrong with that. Obviously you can, you know, pressure your opponent and rush them down if you want to, but you also have to kind of think of your surroundings. So this isn't just a Lars specific thing. This goes for across the cast in general, but specifically I'm just talking about Lars, because this is a Lars guide. I know a lot of people, if they're gonna go for a throw, the main thing you will see a Lars player do is run up and do up forward 1+2. That's all you're gonna see in general. Run up forward 1+2, or they will do the which is rarely seen, the other throw I was talking about, which is the SHP, where you, let me see if I can do it. You just run, and then you see the headbutt, right? That's the mainly 2 throws you will see. Obviously, you can do it instantly by doing the triple dash into it's like an instant grab, where you see like King does it as well, instant Shining Wizard I believe it's called, but you can do it like that as well. But yeah, in general, in neutral, all you will really see from Lars players is this grab here, because it's his command throw. That's all people will be using, and I've noticed that online, and a couple of times I've played offline. If you fight people will get accustomed to seeing throws. Sometimes if they're not like on the ball, they will just start to mash 1+2 as a throw break, rather than particularly looking at the hands that they're seeing, right? So mixing that up, as I said, it's good to kind of like test your opponent's throw breaking skills, because a lot of the time, and you will get away with it if you just use your other throws, such as your 1+3 or your 2+4 throw. But specifically for this stage as well, obviously there's nothing wrong with using this throw, but the reward you will get from using his 1+3 throw on a stage that has a floor break is greater than just kind of throwing this out, right? And yeah, it's much better, because obviously this is good, it knocks them back, etc. It's 40 damage, kind of resets the neutral bit. But this throw, as I said, breaks the floor, and then you can get a decent combo after it, right? You can get a decent combo after that, and you get potentially wall carry as well, because Lars this season, they've buffed his wall carry capabilities, so he's got a lot more chance of taking your opponent to the wall and then continuing to pressure them once they get up. So using this throw, even just a bit more, because I rarely see people use it, but this is just off my own back, I'm just saying, like, that's really good. You can probably get shot at the barge, and that's probably like 65-ish damage, knowing Lars. But yeah, this is a very good throw to utilize, as I said. I don't know if have I got counter hit on? No, I don't. Okay, so yeah, I think that's very, very good, just to kind of keep in mind. So rather than, as I said, in neutral, just doing this, obviously this is good, because then you can run up if they press buttons, you get a kick, etc., and then you can kind of like continue to rush them down. But just think of it like you're fighting your opponent, you're on a floor break stage, optimize what you're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, just try and think outside of the box a little bit. There you go. Like, you can even back one or something. You can do something there. You're probably down two, knock them down, and then they have to guess, etc. So stuff like that is sick. Now his other throw, which is his 2+4, is this 35 damage, and you end up behind them, right? Like this, and you can probably get something. There. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay, so you can probably run up and then pause. They're not always gonna kick you or something like that, but you can probably run up there and pause and try and pressure them down or something like that, or maybe even orbital just because you can. They may be able to like side roll it or tech roll. So let me see. I'll test it. Oop, sorry. There we go. So if you want to just throw out an orbital, yeah, they can side roll it, etc. But you should be alright, because you're not going to be punished for doing that. But it's just in case they throw out a button, you could potentially do that. And that's the same for his up forward 1+2. You can do that, but not really suggested. But I'd say just kind of run in and kind of like pressure them down, and if they get up, try and back one them, because they're at the wall. It's safe to throw out, counter hit, you get another knockdown, and as I said in the previous video, you can run up. You can then, after, if you get a counter hit, you can do forward 3 into 2 to continue to like frame check them, make sure they're not pressing buttons. So yeah, those two throws are very, very good. So is his up forward 1+2. As I said, this one does more. This one does less damage. 35 damage, but if you've noticed the difference between this and this throw pushes them back. So if you're trying to get them closer to the wall or closer to the corner, this is like a go-to throw, right? Because look where he is now, like he's literally at the wall. If I was to back one and counter hit, that'd be a wall splat, right? But the difference with this throw is because it swaps sides, right? The purpose of this throw is literally because if you're getting rushed down, right? And let's say, for example, I'm at the wall. You land the throw. Say you land the throw. You're out of that position. Okay, you're out. Look, so if you're fighting like a character like Heihachi or something like that, and you're just constantly getting forward, down forward 1 checked and down back 2, etc. And you just want to get out. If you did land the throw like that, you're away from the wall and you're kind of in the clear now, right? He's at the wall, you're out, so you reverse that, and now it's his turn to try and reverse what you kind of did to him. So you've put him at the wall where you can now pressure him down with your frames and your advantages, etc. So that's pretty good. Now, if the opponent breaks the throw, so let me get them to record it. Okay. So let's try that again. Oh my days! I pressed. There we go. So yeah, when you break the throw like that, so let me switch positions. Where's it? Switch positions. There we go. So switch positions, do it again. Yeah, okay. Whoops. So look, even like that, the Lars, obviously I'm saying that Lars is me, the one that's just tried to grab me. But when he broke the throw, when I broke the throw, sorry, it pushes you to the other side of the wall, so you're kind of out. You're not, your back's not to the wall at that point. So at that moment, what you can start doing then is kind of like sidestepping and moving away. So I'll make the opponent do that again. So let me re-record. Okay, so I'm pressing up like that. So you'll see now. Okay, look. So you can as there. So you can see like the opponent tries to like move away. So that's what you can start doing, like just to kind of get them off you in that sense. So it's a good throw to utilize, because you can kind of get out of certain situations like that. And then with his other throw, with his other throw, which is his 1+3 that breaks the floor, right? Like that. Okay. So let's get this to restart. So that throw. Okay. So that one, what you'll see is it actually pulls Lars a bit more forward, because the throw animation, he grabs onto you, and when he breaks, the opponent pulls you forward a tiny bit, not too far, but just a tiny bit, and then after that it breaks. But you're still kind of in the same position, but you're not as close as you was to the wall. So I'll show you one more time as just an example. So his back's directly at the wall. So yeah, look, he's come forward a bit, right, from where he was before. Okay, but with the other throw, you're more like adjacent to one of the sides, so it's decent for that. Oh, so as I said, it's easier for you to get away from the wall with that throw. Yeah, so you're pushed away, and at that point you can kind of like move out, right? Now with his 1+2 throw, that throw, I'll show you now, which is very good. Completely drags him out. So unlike the 2+4 throw, as I said, when I did that, I was only slightly I was only slightly moved to the side. With his 1+2 command grab, you're completely dragged out from the wall. So those two throws are very, very good to use. But you was completely dragged out from that side, and then you're put in like pretty much neutral of the stage, kind of like the middle, not completely, but completely like away from the wall. So you don't have to constantly try and sidestep, but you're away from the wall. So that's a very good throw to use, even if they break it or not, because it's a good throw to use. Because as I said, faster record, what I said earlier as well, this throw is good for pushing people back. So as I showed you, when I landed the throw, it pushed him all the way pretty much to the wall. So if I was to land this throw here, saying that I'm this Lars now, it's gonna put him in the middle of the stage. So look, bam, 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 bam. So look where we are now, practically in the middle of the stage from where we was at the wall. But if it's broken, as it was originally, I'm already gonna get out of wall pressure. See, I'm out. So I can't get rushed down by Heihachi. Look, and now two throws, and now his back's to the wall. So that throw, very, very, very good. And as I said, I'd recommend using the 2+4 throw and the up 4 1+2s, simply because of just how good they are in certain situations. This throw here, as I said, if I had my back to the wall, let me switch positions on. So if I had my back to the wall and I landed this, bang, bang, they're at the wall now, and then I'd have to like start rushing them down, and then they'd be kind of like worried about what I'm going to do with some of the mids and stuff that Lars has. And one of the really, really good mids that you can use to follow up from having people at the wall, if you just want like hard pressure, is, I believe it's dynamic entry. I think that's what it is. But yeah, dynamic entry 3. This move is amazing. So I'll show you what it is on block. I think I did talk about it briefly in my other video. But yeah, so let me take that off. Here you go. So this move, did he not block? Oh, my bad. This move here plus 6. So if they was to immediately, let's say, start jabbing or something like that, and then you check them with 1-on-1, you're getting a wall splat. If they start jabbing, you press back 1, they're getting wall splatted. So there's nothing that they can realistically do in that situation to stop you from continuing to pressure them once you've landed that. So this is really, really good to... So I'm gonna mash 1-1-1. There we go. So if you've got them into the wall with like your throws or something like that, as I said, very, very good. So I'm gonna block, pressing buttons, counter hit. Can't do anything. Can't do anything, right? I'm gonna press up, forward 3. Daya got destroyed. Daya, of all moves, Daya, yeah, destroyed. Like you can't do anything. So those are good things to kind of follow up from, like replacing them at the wall with like certain grabs if you land them or not. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now the next thing I want to talk about is his 1+2 throw at the wall. So if I was to use this in the middle of the stage, it does 40 damage roughly. Yep, 40 damage, right? But if you land this, which I've done a couple times as well, at the wall, it does slightly more damage. It's not that much, but it does it does help clutch out rounds, which I've been lucky to do. So I'll show you now. It does. So yeah, it does 5 more damage. So total damage is 45. So if you use this at the wall, bam, 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 bam. So yeah, 45 damage because they've actually hit like a hard surface, right? They've hit the wall. So that's just a little thing to keep in mind when you're fighting on stages that don't necessarily have floor breaks, but if you're close to a wall, this is a really good throw to use, especially if you just need that little bit of extra damage. This is a good throw to utilize. And then in rage, I wouldn't be surprised if it does like 50 or something, knowing Lars. Oh, 49, so yeah, pretty close. But yeah, that's a lot of damage from a throw anyway. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Now, what you can do from full break situations is what I spoke about earlier with his SHP grab, which was the running one, and then you do that and you get the headbutt into the knockdown, that one. You can use that off of down forward 3 and then press 2+3. So here it is. Oh, sorry, SHP is 2+4, sorry. There we go. Yeah, so if I show you my buttons, yeah, it's 2+4, sorry. But yeah, what you can do, if you do down forward 3 into dynamic entry, I'm sure it's dynamic entry, let me just check, just so I'm not confusing people. Yeah, dynamic entry. And then press 2+3, you'll also get the grab, like this. So that's a good mix up in just the neutral. So obviously you've got dynamic entry 4-3, sorry, where you're +3, which is basically his kind of like hell sweep. And you leave them standing, but you're +3. He's also got dynamic entry 2, which is -7, but it's a counter hit launcher, as I talked about in a previous video, which is very, very good. But then you can also mix that up with a grab like this, okay? So if your opponent tries to do a move in between that, obviously they can break the throw, but if they do a move that leaves them kind of floated or in the air, you will actually grab them and get your combo. So I'll show you now. So I'm gonna have the opponent do the same thing, and I'm gonna try and press like orbital or something, right? And I'm pretty sure it will catch. So here we go. Cool. All right, I'm gonna press orbital on block. Bang. You see that? That's clean. So they have to kind of respect your. They have to respect your buttons, right? So let's say, and if I'm at the wall, yeah. So sorry, switch positions. Yeah. All right, here we go. And now record. Okay. Now the reason why I did shoulder barge there, I'll show you. So combo, 2-hit combo, 2-hit combo. That is perfect. That's what you need. So that's how you can optimize that at the wall, rather than just like stopping. You actually get a follow up if you land that. So that's pretty sick. to just know that you can do that. And that applies to a lot of moves in the game, which a lot of characters have. If they have a move that leaves them kind of like airborne, you can grab them. Sometimes you'll do it by accident. I'm not even lying. I don't think anyone realistically thinks, oh, I'm gonna do this and then they're gonna orbital me or something, because I don't do that personally, and I don't think many people do. Most options that you'll see people do from dynamic entry is this or the sweep. But if you do get that into like the grab, that's really good. But what you can do to kind of optimize with that as well is, like, if you've got a wall splat, so let's say I did bam bam this, right, break the floor, you'll see people do this and do that, right, which is, it's okay. But what you can also do is here we go, so you can get a wall break like that, and then I think if it's high enough, you can actually get down forward 3 into the grab. So let me just try this real quick. It's been a while. It's been a while. Here we go. There you go. And then shoulder budge. So they have to be, I think their head has to be like kind of facing downwards, as you saw. So I'll show you again. Like that. So his head's facing down forward 3, grab, shoulder budge. So that's something that you can do if you didn't know that you could with that. And that applies for, in general, like most combos of Lars. So if you've got, let's say, like a long-winded combo that you're doing last couple times, I haven't done combo in a while, but you can do this. All right. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is the one. I feel it, bro. This is the one. There you go. Bam, bam, bam. Head's facing down. To the land. Down forward 3. Grab. Shoulder barge. 90 damage. Boom. Boom. There you go. So that's what you can do with that, which is pretty sick. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, as I said, this is a video mainly about Lars' grabs. He does have another grab, which is up forward 3 plus 4. And you hold it, and that leaves you +1. Okay? So you hold it, bang, +1. Now, the problem with this grab, I like using it, but I don't use it too often because it's kind of meh. I mean, it leaves you +1, which is good. So if they press buttons when they're trying to wake up, etc., you can kind of clip them out. +1 isn't that much, but it's still just, if you're playing Lars, take your plus frames while you can. But it's one of those ones where I feel like the people that kind of like update the game and patch it a bit and, you know, gave Lars these buffs that he has now in this season slightly forgot about this grab, because in all honesty, I wouldn't mind if they nerfed the damage a tiny bit on the grab but made it break the floor, because it doesn't make sense why this, look, bang, like he literally slams you into the floor, why that doesn't break the floor but then this does. Okay, this grab does 5 damage less. It does 35 damage. So if they nerf the damage on the other one, right, and made it similar to this, I don't see what the problem is with that breaking the floor. But what you can do with his jump move is you can mix it up so that you use the slash, which is pretty good, or you use the stomp, which is up for 3 plus 4 into 4. Now on counter hit, they both give you new things. So what you can do, which is pretty sick, and it's another way to kind of break the floor, is, so if I do up forward 3 plus 4 into slash, then 2-1, break the floor, and then you can get a combo from that. Okay, so that's very, very good. I've been actually trying to optimize that a bit more, so kind of like see if I can get a combo, because I thought I could get that, but you can't. Maybe at a certain angle you can, but I haven't labbed it too much. I'm going to try and see if I can. But you can get this, which is pretty good. Down forward 2-1, boom, boom, and then, yeah, do what you want. There may be other things that you can do. You can probably back 1. I haven't figured out just yet what I can do to kind of get them to spin. There you go. At a better angle, but there you go. I figured it out. 74 damage, right? So that's really good, especially on this stage. So that's a move that I would suggest you guys use on stages that have floor breaks. So bam, bam, back 1, Oh my gosh. Okay, he swapped sides. I don't know why, but he did. But yeah, you saw the example. That's something that's really good and works. And then he's also got up forward 3+4 on counter hit that does this, and it rolls you over them. Does 44 damage, pretty good. But yeah, decent. This though should definitely break the floor. In my humble opinion, this should honestly break the floor. And it's a slept on move that no one uses. No one really uses, unless you're just taking the mic. But yeah, it doesn't. But the jump move you can get, which is this, on this stage, really good. And you can just kind of mess around and do what you want. Yeah, 75 damage, there we go. So yeah, very, very good. But yeah, hopefully this video has helped anyone in terms of just like utilizing Lars's grabs and what you can do on floor break stages, just to give you like a better understanding and a better idea of what's capable of the character. But yeah, this has been it for the Lars beginner guide part 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and post your comments down below. Thank you all very much for the support. We're so close to actually 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, let's keep this going. And yeah, thanks guys. Peace.